Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is application of lever system in a human body. A learning outcome of today's topic is at the end of the session, you will be able to describe the uses of first class lever system. You will be able to identify and describe the uses of second class and third class lever system. You will be able to explain the mechanical advantage and disadvantage of lever system. And you'll be able to analyze the use of lever system in a physical activity. Let's move on to introduction. Hope we have studied about lever system in physics in a higher grade. Now, do you have any idea about what is a lever and functions of lever in a human body? Let's move into the detailed session. Now, let me describe what is a lever. The lever is a rigid bar that moves on a fixed point called fulcrum when a force applied to it. When you look at the picture on the right hand side, fulcrum is the center point, whereas force acting on one side and load acting on other side. So this is a brief introduction about lever. Now, what is a mechanical advantage in a lever system? Efficiency of the lever is called as mechanical advantage. The greater the mechanical advantage, the less effort is required. When you talk about mechanical advantage, you might have a questions, how can we calculate the mechanical advantage? The mechanical advantage can be calculated by dividing the effort arm by the resistance arm. So the formula is mechanical advantage equal to effort arm divided by the resistance arm. In addition to it, when you assess the mechanical advantage or efficiency of the lever, it is important to identify the quantify the components included in the lever system. This can be achieved by calculating the distance between the axis and where the force acts upon it. I hope you understood about the introduction. Now, so what is the importance of levers in biomechanics? First of all, we should thoroughly understand about the lever system. When you try to understand the lever system, which is more important in a biomechanics, and how does it help? It helps to conceptualize the movement of effort force required for the movement, and also can determine the efficiency of a static and dynamic positions. Once we start determining the lever arm system, we can begin to quantify the moment and torque force. Now, hope you all know about a lever system. Now it is made up of three components. One is an effort or a force, a resistive load or a weight, and axis pivot or a fulcrum. Location of these three components determine the efficiency of lever or otherwise known as mechanical advantage and the class of lever system. Now, let's have a look at the types of lever. So there are three types of lever found in the human body. Each type of lever is determined by the relative position of the fulcrum. Already we've been discussed about the fulcrum and effort and load. Respectively, for first class, second class and third class lever, you have to think about F, L, E. F stands for fulcrum, L stands for load, E stands for effort. Now, in the previous slides, we have seen about types of lever. Now, let's classify the lever system into three. First class lever system, second class and third class lever system. Now, as I discussed in the previous slides, we have to think about F, L, E. And without these three components, we won't be able to determine the mechanical advantage and the types of lever system. Now, the first class lever, F is the middle component, L is the middle component of a second class lever, and E is the middle component of third class lever. So now let's have a look at the functions of a lever system in the human body. Primarily, the lever system provide us two important functions. One is to increase the resistance. Second one is to increase the speed. So what do you mean by to increase the resistance? Which means that given force can move, whereas what do you mean by to increase the speed? The speed at which a body moves. I hope you understood. Moreover, different types of lever system allows different range of movement, which means that some are effective at overcoming the resistance, whereas others are able to generate speed or force. Now, let's see in detail about each type of lever system. First class lever system. In the first class lever system, as I said, fulcrum is the middle component which lies between the effort and the load. So do you have any idea of an example for the first class lever system? Yes, you can take elbow extension for the example of first class lever. When you look at the picture on the right hand side, an individual is extending his elbow from the flexed position. Here, it is a rare example for a first class lever system, which is elbow extension. Here, the triceps is the effort. So the extension is carried by the triceps muscle. Here, the elbow joint is acting as the fulcrum. Load is the weight of the arm. First class lever system increase both effects of effort and speed of the body. When you talk about second class lever system, in the first class lever system, the fulcrum is the middle component. In the second class, load is the middle component and lies between the fulcrum and the effort. And the second class lever system commonly occurs in the body when gravity, an external force or an inertia is the effort force, and muscles are the resistance, which means the load. In the situations, especially during second class lever system, the acting of a muscle, which means the muscle will be in a lengthening phase, that's called eccentric phase against the force. So here I have given an example for second class lever system is a plantar flexion of the ankle. So how you relate a plantar flexion to a second class lever system? When a muscle is acting on its proximal segment while the distal segment is fixed, which means that so moving segment is acting upon a fixed segment. When the lower extremity is fixed, so upper extremity is moving. So during plantar flexions, the ball of the foot and toes are acting as a fulcrum. Weight of the body is the load and effort is applied by the gastrocnemius muscle. I hope you understood. Now let's move on to the third class lever system. Here the effort is the middle component and which lies between the fulcrum and the load. Now, majority of the movements in the human body are classified as a third class lever system. Here I've given an example as a knee flexion. So during flexion at the knee, the point of insertion of the hamstring, which means the hamstring is the prime mover for knee flexion, and the hamstring is inserted on the tibia, and then because of the effort of a hamstring, which induces a knee flexion. Here the knee joint is acting as a fulcrum, and so the weight of the leg is the load. Now the third class lever system used to increase the speed of a body and allow wide range of movement. Now it's right time for an assignment. I want all of you to raise an assignment on the slides, on the pictures which I've given in the slides, and you have to classify which type of lever belongs to which type of sports. Here are the references. Please go through the references in order to get more information. And if you have questions, please raise your hands. Thank you so much.